Howdy, Andrew here. Got my 5 quick tips to help you make your strategic plan a reality. And just cast your eye across the screen now and have a look at what I'm suggesting here. We'll kick off with our first one. That first one's pretty simple. It's really just to go back, have a look at all the things that are in your strategic plan and start to think about where do the priorities lie? How can I make this a reality for me? And I find one of the simplest tools I've often used is the impact versus capacity grid, where you get a sense of where the high impact, high capacity actions are, and often they can be the ones where you can really get some traction. So looking around the grid, if you just put your actions into each of these quadrants, you'll get a pretty clear picture of where you're going to get lasting impact, which is right at the top right hand side. The top left in quadrant 2 shows the ones that are going to need a bit more investment, a bit more time. The ones in quadrant 4, they're the ones that probably need to rethink. And the ones sitting there on quadrant 3, well, they're the ones that are probably the low-hanging fruit where you're going to get, you may not get the biggest impact, but you're certainly going to get some quick results, and that builds confidence. The next part is to think about an implementation schedule. So again, looking at all your actions, and here I've just got a simple spreadsheet tool that I've had developed. You think, whoa, there's a lot in there. But once you start to break it down into those 3-month actions and identify what their priorities be, you might use a high, medium, low sort of process as an alternative. And those 6-month ones and the 12-month ones, you can see that starts to break it down into doable chunks, and you won't end up with a hairdo like mine from doing it. Next thing is, if you do start to strike a few roadblocks and you're having troubles with getting into action or finding ways to achieve results, have a chat to your colleagues. Talk to some people who are working on maybe different programs or different projects and ask them how they've approached these sort of issues. Maybe talk to people in different agencies as well if you're working in government, just to get a sense of what they've done. Next part is a really important part, especially for me, is to allocate time. So really chunk in times into your diary to say, well, I'm going to work on my strategic plan today without any interruptions. And I reckon if you can just manage like an hour a week of uninterrupted time, you'd be really surprised at the progress you're going to make. And finally, the biggie, celebrate success. If you're having some wins, then say, well done team, and well done me. Make sure you get out there and really talk it up, because that's where people love that. So there it is, the big 5 in just on reflection there to make sure you can get traction on your strategic plan. Got any questions, make sure you get in touch with me, andrew@andrewhuffer.com.au. Thanks for your time and see you soon.